Hello and welcome to Everything Ends in Zero. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory, but basically the game is about an hour long, and once that hour is up, the game ends. So, okay, with that, I guess we begin. Okay, yay, I did it. Find a Eden. You found me. Okay, well that was easy. End the game. It occurs to me that there is nothing more radical or countercultural at the moment than laying down one's cynicism in favour of tender vulnerability. There we go. John Green, reviews of my reviews. Okay, and we start. Okay, there is a door. It's a door. Yeah, that it is. Okay. I guess we just roam around until we find something, or yeah, countdown ends, I guess. Oh, okay. So that arrow beside me is pointing to something. Who is it? What time is it? Fuck, what time is it? Fuck, what time is it? Shit. Yep, I missed it. Of course I fucking did. So much for not fucking up a single thing. Oh, sorry, you're trying to talk to me, right? Hi, sorry for ignoring ya. My day's not going well. Yeah, we can tell. Well, I mean, I just woke up. What I mean is, I'm not in a really jolly mood. It's just been a rough couple of days, is all. Just a rough couple of days. Oh, hi, sorry, yeah, I went back, hi. Alright, what do you want to talk about? Right, you don't talk. That's fine. I can do the talking. Let's see. You want to hear a funny story? Okay, so I had a date today. We met a few years ago, and at a party. We were both far from the action. We spent the night talking about life and death and loneliness and shit. We talked until the party slowed down. And then we talked until everyone was either asleep or they left. And And then we talked until the sun came out. Okay, that's cool. It was great. No. After that, we decided we wanted to hang out more. But we found out we lived really far away. We then tried to figure out how to talk, because apparently most methods of communication don't work between our places. Eventually we found out letters to do the trick, so we settled on that. Then we talked for like a year or two, just that. Looking for excuses to visit, but we couldn't find anything. But then, found out she was going to pass through here today. She was on her way somewhere else, so we'd have about an hour or two to hang out. I just had to fucking miss the alarm. But hey, I can still make it if I can get ready in about -6 hours. Hooray! Yuck. And poor dude. Sometimes it feels like I can't do anything right. Like, come on, all I had to do was not oversleep for literally 1 day. This is the bare minimum, and I couldn't even do that. I haven't been doing a lot for the past few days. Weeks. Months. Sometimes it doesn't feel there's anything to do, really. Like, everything is either too much work or too boring, or both. All the things I used to do, I spent so much time doing, that I grew to feel sick just by thinking about them. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad if only I had more variety in my life. But then again, what variety is there to have? Letter Girl is the only person who genuinely enjoys talking to me. Nobody really spends time with me. Well, I guess that one is my fault for being late. Well, I guess the first one is my fault too. Not approachable. Make everything about myself. So I get that people don't talk to me. Maybe I could get some variety by starting a garden or something. But knowing myself, I mess it all up. Become a plant killer. That's not funny. Sorry, I'm not in a good mood. I don't really feel like talking anymore. Sorry. Gonna go back to sleep. Okay, well, I guess that is that one done. Okay, there is something up this way. Oop, what is this? Okay, that is, weird. Okay, I guess I'll... Oh, there's another one. Well, okay, this is cool. But yeah, this game very much gives me, Yume Nikki vibes. Anyway, we got, I'm assuming, another person to talk to. Oh, hi there, little guy. Oh my god, he's so cute. Oh my god, TV, hi. It's so good to see you. Can we talk? Is that okay with you? I've not been doing very well. Okay, sure. Thank you so much, you're great. I'm about to be... Oh, he disappears. We broke up, Sam and I. I don't know how it happened. I know it happened, I'm still processing it. It came out of nowhere. It was all going so well. I was gonna propose to her next year. We got in an argument. We got so angry. We were screaming at each other. It was awful. I said I never thought about how she felt. I only thought about how I felt. I expected too much from her. More that she could give. And then I said, what a shitty thing to say. Well, if I make you so miserable, then why don't you leave? And then she didn't respond. She went silent. I started tearing up. And I should have said I was sorry. I really was. But I couldn't let my guard down. I wasn't able to. I want to say, I should have said, oh my god, I'm so sorry, so sorry. I'm such an asshole. You're everything to me, you know that, right? I love the things you do for me. I love how you'll take me out to eat when you can tell I've been having a bad day, even if I'm too deep in my shell to say it. I love how you still take time out of your day to play my dumb games. I love it when you hug me and you tell me everything's gonna be okay. I love when light bounces off your eyes just the right way. They get a tint of red. I love how you're always looking to make everything better. I love how your hair sometimes does that thing where it floats when you're happy. Hey, I love you, Sam. From the bottom of my heart, from the deepest parts of my soul, I love you. And it truly, horribly pains me that I can't do more for you. That's what I wish I'd said anyway. What I actually said was, gee, she started it. You know, like a fucking asshole. Told me she needed some space. And we didn't talk for like a week. She still made stuff for me anyway, during the week. Made my favorite foods and everything. And she called me to say that, called me to the living room. And she said she couldn't handle doing so much anymore. Said that she liked me, but that she couldn't do everything for me. That she loved me, that I felt like work. That she wanted to spend the rest of her life with me. That she was falling apart. That she hated the idea, but wanted to break up. And so we did. And now, here I am. Back at my parents' house now. I've been here for 2 weeks, I think. I'm sorry, I didn't call you before. Sorry you had to find me like this. It's been such a... feel like a hurricane. I can't bring myself to text anyone. It's like nobody likes me. Like everyone just tolerates me. Barely. Like I'm one fuck up away from everyone to give up on me completely. Just spending time with you. Do you... Okay, TV. Remember our promise, right? No lying about feelings. So tell me if you feel like I'm asking too much from you. Can I stay a few days at your place? Kinda desperately need some friend time right now. We could play games and stuff. You know how much more fun it was in the same room. What do you think? Again, it's okay if you think I'm asking too much. Just let me know. Right. I'm glad. It's gonna be fun, I hope. My mum has been teaching me how to make those burgers she makes when her band's rehearsing. Mine aren't as good as hers, but they still taste nice. And hopefully they won't kill me. We could go grocery shopping. It could be fun, maybe. We can get stuff we both like, and we can chat while I'm making them. It's gonna be great. Wow, I'm actually excited. I thought it would feel forced, but I'm actually looking forward to something. Thanks. I appreciate you. I hope you know that. Wait, did I tell you about the game? Or did I not get around to it? Right, I'm making a game. You're a little kitty, and you shoot spooky monsters and stuff. Like the sounds of that? It's silly, but scary sometimes. I haven't done a lot with it, and I paused work on it a few weeks ago. But I can still show it to you if you want. You can play it forever. Like, it gets harder over time and you get stronger over time. So you go until forever, until you die. What do you think? I can keep adding stuff to it. Make it better. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm saying is, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm glad I can get to spend some time with you. You and my parents and stuff. Thanks. You're great. I gotta go now. Gotta get a gift for my nephew. It's nice talking to you though. I'll text you in like 2 hours or so we can decide the date. Want to make sure my parents don't have any plans to do stuff with me and stuff. How's that? Okay. Okay, see you then. Bye. Nobody here. Oh, wait, have they gone? I can't tell because this thing is kind of in the way. Oh. Oh, okay, I guess, yeah, they're gone. Okay, time to find the next person. Oh, here they are. Hello, little guy. Hello, everybody. Oh god, that is very grating to my ears. Hope all of you are having a good day. My presentation is called, wait, let me get that. Here. My presentation is called on the power of music and feeling. Okay, I don't like how creepy the music has gotten. Yeah, cheesy, I know. By me. Okay, I want to ask you all a question. The question is, what does music mean to you? I'm not really looking for an answer, but I do want you to think of it. Maybe for you, music is something you want to dance and sing with other people to. Maybe it's a way to connect with those around you. Or maybe you use music to calm yourself down, be in the moment. Maybe it's a source of comfort. Maybe you listen to it to place yourself in a different time. Maybe it's a way to remember moments you cherish. Or maybe you play music yourself, or you like hanging posters on the wall and using jackets with band names on them. Maybe to you music is a way to express yourself. Yeah, all of them are valid reasons. I know what music is to me. This classy lady you're looking at is my mum. Hi. Now, if you're a particularly eagle-eyed audience member, you might be able to conclude that she played a piano, given subtle background clues, such as how she's sitting by a colossal piano that takes up almost the entire picture. And you'd be right. My mum wasn't awesome at the piano. She was extremely determined. Every chance she'd get, she'd talk about this prize, the Kashum... Okay, whatever that is, prize for the phenomenal musical performance. If you heard her, you know. She had to get that prize. Nothing in the world could stop her. So she played every day, starting at dawn and pausing at noon, then coming back at sunset and playing until midnight. She practiced a lot, and it showed. Every single time she was playing and I was awake and at home, she'd be there, listening to her. Everything else would fade into the background. Of course, she saw how much I seemed to like her playing, so one day, when I was about 6 or 7, she turned to me and asked if I wanted to learn the piano too. Said yes. Well, I said yes, and then she started to give me lessons. Wasn't as good as hers, of course, but she opened the floodgates. There was no turning back from that. From then on, I'd wake up before dawn, just so I could get to the piano before her, and be all smug about it. And of course she did the only reasonable thing when presented with a smug seven-year-old, started waking up in the middle of the night just to get there before me, so she could be all smug about it. That's how our dynamic was from then on. Follow her steps and learn from her, and try and fail at one-upping her. But I still kept going. I kept trying and trying to beat her in all sorts of musical challenges. Like, I always looked at her shred that piano, hands dancing up and down the keys, and thought, I could do that faster. Spoiler warning, I couldn't. I could never beat her at anything. And it's getting very colourful around here. Well... writing this presentation, I wasn't really sure how to segue into this, so I guess I'll just say it. Mum passed away when I was 14. She was on a trip to visit her parents when the plane she was on crashed on a cape in Japan. On our way there, it was April 2005. They sued me, and they didn't find her. If anyone wanted to know, it sucked. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I wanted to die. I really, really did. After it happened, I had never felt a stronger need to make music. It was the one thing I felt like I had control over. But being near that piano where I used to listen to her, where she'd teach me, where she'd hear and comment on my songs, and having that room be completely empty, nobody there, nobody to listen to me, nobody to teach me, no reason to be smug. It was too much. It was so much, I couldn't handle it. So I did the only thing I could think of. I started taking vocal lessons, picked up the guitar. And everyone, you all know where this song is going. Say it with me. I started a pop punk band. Of course you did. Yep. I grouped up my friends and we started making music. I didn't tell them about my mum. We were really good, and in high school we made an album. We started to make a living from our music. I became famous. Even though I hate the word, I was using the whole thing as an excuse to avoid thinking about my mum. I didn't realize that until it blew up on my face. So, I would stay the whole day locked in my room, writing music or with my friends, never alone with my thoughts. As a result, we had a lot of music we could go over and iterate on, and I was getting a lot of experience. Of course, that meant we could choose the best of our songs to put on our albums. That made them much better, made them much more popular, made me get a stronger and stronger laser focus on it. Started to feel weird. It was like I was in a trance all the time, constantly. I was a music-making machine. I'd wake up at random times, make music all day, eat only if I was starving, and sleep only if I was exhausted. I became numb to pretty much everything. I felt nothing all day. I thought nothing all day. My head, it was all sections, melodies, and chord progressions. That's who I was. That's all I was. Yeah, that is definitely not a good way to live. But yeah, that's unfortunately what grief does to you, especially when it's someone you very much care for and whatnot. Looking back, it seems so obvious that I was seriously hurting myself, but I legitimately did not notice it at the time. Didn't realize what I was doing. And that's what my life was like for pretty much a decade. A downward spiral I didn't even realize I was in. And then a few weeks after the end of our 10-year anniversary tour, I got an email. I don't remember exactly how it went, but it was something among the lines, with these lines. Hello. We've seen your October 10th show, and we would like to nominate it for one of our prizes. Do you wish to participate? Signed, Kushim Foundation Celebration of Human Cultures Music, English and North American Division. There's a little form with stuff I could tick or untick. Like if I wanted to receive the prize and if I was okay with my image being appearing on the big screen and stuff. Read over everything to be sure I wasn't giving away my rights or anything. Then I ticked them all. Usually accepted every prize I was offered. Didn't realize at the time how this one was different. But soon they flew me to the event and gave me my own room. All for free. While I went, they even sent me an extra form where I'd write things for, like my favorite foods and route specifications. I left it all blank. And so I got there, and as always I spent the whole day in my room, all of them until the award night. That night, as always, I dressed up as well as I could, and headed to the place where the ceremony took place, and decided to wait until they said my name, go up to the stage, get the prize, and go back to my room when it was over. Then they said the name of the prize. Hume Prize for Phenomenal Music Performance. And like that, a single blow, with a happy-go-lucky presenter, the single name of an award. They tore down the wall, the one I spent 10 years straight building. A wall that never once did as little as let the smallest pebble fall. It was completely, utterly destroyed. And in the middle, debris was me. Scared, naked, cold, and alone. Started naming nominees. Wasn't really paying attention to what they were saying. Mostly just looking at the giant screen where a person's face was the size of two of me. Yes, I'm short. Moving on. Honestly, you feel that? Anyway, so they're naming the candidates. Not us. Not us. Not us. Well, that really not us, they said. More I believe I could forget the prize. More I believed I could rebuild the wall. Thicker and more sturdy than ever before. Kept naming nominees. Not us. Not us. Well, looking at the screen, I quickly realized that the prize wasn't for the whole band. Half the time, if there's a lot of chemistry and they're much more than the sum of their parts, we give it to an entire band. Each person in it gets one small version of the prize. The entire band collectively gets a single normal-sized version. And half the time, they'll give it to a single person. Yeah, because they don't really have a band, or because they almost alone raise their performance above and beyond. I was in that second group. I looked up at the screen. It wasn't the band name written on there. It was my name, and my surname. And it wasn't a video of the band. It was a video of me, zoomed all the way in. Looked so methodical, so calculated and flawless. Voice was nailing every note, but shredding that guitar, hand dancing up and down the neck. I could do it faster. It wasn't even that good. It was really easy, actually. Barely music. Kinda sucked, really. Looked at my face. Looked empty. inhuman, almost. The whole performance had this deeply unsettling, unnatural aura to it, like I was barely alive. Maybe that's why they were drawn to it. It's weird, dark energy. They named the last nominee right after us. And then silence. Those few seconds felt like a million years. Visitors started talking. And the winner with a Kashumi Prize for a phenomenal musical performance is Summer Thorn. Me. Looked around, everyone was staring at me. My smile was cheering. Looked at my bandmates. They were lightly hitting the table and chanting my name. Looked at the presenter, stared back at me with anticipation. Get up, everyone's gaze shift up. Walk forward, everyone's gaze shift forward. Get on stage, from there I can see everyone, all looking at me. Giant, almost amorphous beast. Producer hands me the prize. It's bigger up close. It's much heavier than it looks. I look at it. It's just like she described it. I hadn't thought about my mum's voice in ages, and heard it in my head in so long. But she talked about this prize so many times. She described it over and over and over. A lot of times she didn't phrase it in the same way. So much so that I had a perfect copy of her description in my head. Voice and inflection untouched. And looking at each feature, I couldn't not hear it. Or hear her. The glass statue almost looks like a crystal. So many angles and edges. Two giant wings, open all the way up and almost touching at the top. In the middle, an impossibly smooth sphere, with a tiny little black cube in the middle. Realized how much I missed her voice. Realized how much I missed listening to her play. Realized how much I missed our stupid musical fights. Realized how much I missed losing. Realized everything she did as a musician, she had this prize in mind. Our challenges were all just a fun way to train. They were practice for this. She never did get her prize. And now, there I was. I got the one thing she never had. I got the one thing she actually wanted. I won. But there was nobody to be smoked to. There was nobody to be proud to. There was nobody worth mentioning in my speech, or in her speech. Looked at the audience, there was nobody there. Looked at the prize, it was everything she always wanted. Looked at my hands, they looked like hers. Passed out. Woke up in a hospital bed. Doctor said I was undernourished, which tracks with the whole only eat if I'm starving thing. Also fell in just the wrong way on top of the prize. Last prize. Yeah, I stayed in that bed for a while. And because of how I was laying down, I couldn't really play my guitar or sing well. But I had too strong a habit to play music. God knows I wasn't doing anything else. Then my friend let me borrow her small 2-octave MIDI keyboard. idea of playing the piano wasn't like it was before. It didn't feel like too much. It didn't feel like alcohol or an open wound. Actually, right then and there, playing the piano was everything I wanted. Yep, playing the first notes and hearing back the plinky, super fake piano sample made me tear up. It felt so natural. It was so different than the calculated way I played the guitar. Probably because I stopped playing it before I went all crazy on music production. Everything I played felt like it had more weight to it. It felt more emotional, more real. Yeah, hopefully you won't make music like this, cause this freaks me the fuck out. On my phone, I looked up sheet music of some songs my mum used to play, and I played them. Well, I played them as best as I could, with 2 octaves and no practicing for years. The whole medical situation still felt too powerful. It was still an open wound. I hadn't processed it after all that time. I just couldn't go back to hiding it anymore. Listen back to my band songs. It all sounded so lifeless to me, so mechanical. I realized that for the first time in ages, I was playing music because I wanted to, because it made me feel something. Having to pause in the middle of each song to cry was so cathartic. It took a weight off me I held on to for so long. Didn't realize I was carrying them. Made me want to heal. Told my bandmates everything. They're all so supportive. Well, that's good. Went to hospital after a while. The first thing me and the band did was eat. The bassist grilled some Chrono burgers. Yeah, nothing can beat a good burger. That night we talked until the sun came out. Played games, we told jokes. I cried. A lot. And we sang songs. Themes from TV shows we used to watch, hit songs from the 80s, freestyled some crappy joke rap, and we sang. Some more in key than others. And I played the keyboard. Every song made me feel something. I miss that so much. Play music for fun just because. I built myself to ignore and feel numb to my pain. I did it without knowing that. It would also make me numb to everything else too. I did it without knowing that I'd forget about all the nice things I'd loved. But that moment right there, where I ate and played games and sang, that one moment I felt calm. And for that one moment, everything that was pulling me down let go. For that one moment, I didn't have to pretend everything was okay. For that one moment, everything was going to be alright. I spent so long avoiding feelings. I made music, but I forgot why I loved doing it in the first place. That moment made me remember what music meant to me. It was a way to connect to the people I love. It was a source of catharsis. It was a way to remember and let go. It was a way to express myself. I definitely don't like how, quiet it's gone now. And how still everything has gotten. Oh no, there's one single colour going by. There's another one. But most importantly, it was a way to be vulnerable. Thank you, everyone. You're a great audience. Well, there's nobody here. Man, that was a long-ass speech. A very long story, but Yeah, it's always good to have something. Okay, I can't even tell if I'm going in a direction. Everything is white now, so... I don't even know where the next person is. Because unfortunately they're going to be hidden away. But I also don't like how white the screen is. It's showing me all the spots of dirt on my screen. I do not know what's happening with all these sounds. Very creepy. Okay, definitely happening a lot more frequently. I don't like that. I don't know if it's just this is like a new music thing, or if it means that either I'm getting close to something, or something is getting close to me. Okay. That's a thing that happened. Oh, I'm something different now, okay. Okay, I don't know if I'm meant to be going somewhere. I guess we'll just roam around for the next 10 minutes. Oh, hi. Who's talking to me? Did I accidentally go past them? Oops. Long way up, huh? Oh, are we supposed to be going up? Oops. I haven't really been doing that. You want to hear a funny story? In the meantime? Sure, I guess. Okay, so... Okay, always been kind of weird. I mean, we're all a little weird in some sense. Like, I never had a whole lot of friends. Never was good at making them. Honestly, same. Most all of my childhood was spent indoors, alone. And my parents weren't particularly good at parenting. Didn't help me make friends either. And I noticed there's something that happens when you're a very lonely kid with mental disorders. You're not close to your parents and you're inside all day, consume media. With me, that was books and games and Let's Plays. So I don't think it should come as a surprise that I've always been the creative type. Like when I was a kid and I still play with toys, there would always be those overarching stories. It was almost lore-like. Toys would only know about certain other toys. There were villain to hero arcs that took months to complete. And when a character left for one reason or another, I wouldn't play with them again unless I found a good excuse to do so. Anyway, somewhere around 2012, I found a lot of people making videos on this game. You know which one I'm talking about. The game. That game. Yep. And that was definitely a time. Among the probably thousands of videos about it I watched, one series stood out. It was a handful of people that were recording a show in the game, with mystery and horror and action and character arcs, and everything. But that wasn't all that caught my attention. Half of why it intrigued me so much was that it was so amateurish. It was made by, give or take, 4 people, just teenagers, clearly doing it just for fun. The audio had pops, the game's graphics were set too low, there was this stretched out JPEG of a camera overlay on top of everything. It was kind of a mess in parts. But it still had mystery and horror and action and character arcs. Yeah, the whole anyone can just record a movie if they feel like it thing seems pretty obvious now, but it blew my stupid 9-year-old mind to smithereens. Suddenly, stories weren't those things that just popped into existence out of nowhere. Suddenly they were made by people like me. I could write a story. So I grabbed this big notebook and I started writing a story about me and my 2 friends being sucked into the game I liked and having to survive and find a way out. Not exactly revolutionary, but something. And then I kept writing it, and I never stopped. Slowly, the story stopped being about the game, as it started being just about random people who had to work together. And then it started being about people who were different. And then it started just being about people. But the thing is, I wasn't really actually writing anything. I was mostly daydreaming, thinking about what it would look like when I finally got around to it. And I want to say that this is because I had this great high-budget vision of what my stories would be, and I couldn't settle for anything else. But the truth was, actually, that I was just scared. I didn't have friends. Parents were distant. I wasn't exactly rich. It might seem overly dramatic, but I always genuinely felt like making stuff was my only way out of this mess, both literally and psychologically. But what if I told the story and it wasn't as good as I had it in my head? What if people hated it? What if I became popular for all the wrong reasons? What if I became the internet's next punching bag? I couldn't. It would have been so much too much. So I didn't write anything for years. I just couldn't stop myself from planning, from dreaming of people and scenes and places and everything. After some time, that starts to weigh on you. And it ends. Might have gone to read more of that if I didn't realize. Oh wait, use the mouse to look? Oh, okay, I did see. Whoa. Hi there. Okay, if I hadn't realized I need to go up. Okay, I can go forward. Maybe. Okay, sounds are happening. Yeah. It's making my fight or fright kick in. Okay, the music is actually becoming a bit more ethereal. What the hell is this thing anyway? See together. My ears. Okay, well I gathered it. And now what? Oh, hold on, we can look. Okay, where the hell? Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, okay, I'm playing like a 2D game. This is very weird and strange, but, door? Okay. Aw, wait, yeah, that's it. No. Man, what a fucking game. Made with Hope by Aiden Universe. Made with Time by the broadcaster. This was a very interesting game. I definitely loved the whole message behind this and whatnot. It was very well done. But yeah, definitely yeah, I definitely, what's the word? Connect with them, that's what I'm thinking. As somebody who didn't really have friends growing up, I mean, still don't, and spent a lot of time, like, reading books, and watching movies, TV shows, and yeah, getting into video games, and then subsequently, of course, finding Let's Players, and now becoming one myself. Special thanks to Toby Fox. Making a game like Undertale, which it definitely did. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely understand where they're coming from, because yeah, it's definitely gets very lonely, and yeah, unlocked Zen mode. But yeah, from doing that, I also became very creative. Although, like, I for a long time after I finished school, I didn't really do anything. It wasn't until, like, pretty much around COVID time that I started getting back into creative writing. Just as of last year. Yes, it's over. Yeah, I get it. I'm currently speaking to my audience. Not that I really have an audience, but yeah. But yeah, as of last year, I started creating my own visual novels. And yeah, I've got big plans. But yeah, it's gonna be great, hopefully. I've definitely got my own stories to tell, but yeah. Overall, very good game. Please don't sign to my face, it's unhygienic. Anyways, there's one other thing I wanted to say. Crippling that word, ADHD. I'm also physically disabled. And this project has been hell to work on. Worked on it for 2,000 hours over the course of 1 year. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of work. But yeah, I also get that as well. I mean, I recently started getting physical disabilities myself, and yeah, also have my own mental health issues, so yeah, it's not fun to deal with. It's finished and released 2 years ago, but typing dialogue into this screen at this exact moment. Of course you are. It simply won't die, but I don't want it to. That being said, I'm tired. I can't do this anymore. I've gone to the point where just thinking critically about some bug in this game literally makes me almost immediately break down into tears. Props to other solo devs and solo animators and solo creators and out there. I'm built different. Honestly, again, feel that. Literally, I'm built worse. At the time of writing, it's possible I may be dying, and no doctors know what's happening. The reason I'm bringing this up is because on the original release of the game, text you're reading right now read something different. It said stuff that no longer makes sense on the build you're playing right now, due to the reasons that are, all in all, pretty boring and reasonably sensible, but that I still don't think I'm allowed to say. So I gotta change this to match. That, and I promised I'd put this in the game's credits, but because the credit sequence wasn't even rendered with an actual video editor, and I'm all out of wick to burn and just trying to find a way to set wax on fire, gotta put it somewhere else, so here it goes. This thing is dedicated to Violet, or Tanger. She has single-handedly paid for the Steam port of Everything Ends in Zero. Thanks. Yes, that is her actual name. Violet. We live in a poem. She also explicitly said she'd promote the game once it was on Steam, and I'm 1000% shamelessly going to hold her up to this publicity. I could really do with an active audience right now. I could really do with an active audience right now. That's it. Oh, also, the support button on the main menu now leads straight into a link tree with my stuff. Please check it out. Which I will be. Don't gotta give me money if you don't have it. You have absolutely no idea how much just watching and especially commenting is motivating. You're not a view, a like, or a dollar to make art with no response is to tell jokes with no laughter. So please, whatever you do, regardless of if you do it to me or someone else, let us know when you like this stuff. You have no idea how much more fuel it is in a positive comment than $1. I'll say it again, because I want it to stick. You have no idea how much more fuel it is in a positive comment than $1. Now, between the two of us, if you do have an expendable income, we are both persons of the hollow. I am but a dream, my vessel is but a pod. Do you understand? Hands are illusionary. Without plan, its hands are uncontrolled and unkept. Do you understand? We are mind and soul with no host. We need a host. Someone who will convert our thought into action. And for that, we need an offer. We need a deal. My deal is as follows. You give us money. In exchange, we give money to persons of the boundless. In exchange, they will do our bidding. They will be the host which will birth our creation. Do you understand? Read into my words. Read into my phrasing. Read into my capitalization. I need to be in darkness, as you need to be in air. Shine your brilliance into my messages, and you will understand. Do you understand? You are currently looking at an only child, but through your money, this child could have siblings. We now return to our scheduled programming. Okay, that was strange. It was definitely something. Yes, everything ends in 0. Man, what a fucking interesting game. But yeah, it's very well done. I liked it. There's definitely a lot more that I missed in this game. There's probably a lot more characters that I could have talked to. Just, a few of them went on for quite a while. But yeah. Yeah, like everyone has their own flaws and their own shit that they're dealing with and whatnot. Fortunately, with us being humans, we're definitely not perfect. Some more so than others, but yeah. Man, what a game. I'm definitely gonna go check out Dad's other stuff, and obviously P.S. we love you, y'all. That's cute. But yeah, definitely give them support. But if you guys want to play this for yourself, and please do, go support the dev. Link will be down in the description for this game. Yeah, I hope they keep on making stuff, because it's good if we all get to be a little creative sometimes.